This program is brought to you by UCKG.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Last Hit program. In tonight's program, we are going to show you once again that it's possible for you to break any cycle of addiction, let it be to drugs or gambling or addiction to pornography, addictions that are actually taking over your life or a family member. And you know, when a family member of yours is hooked into something, when an addiction enters the family, it is the first step for the destruction of that family. When an addiction enters the house, everyone in that house gets affected. How many of you are watching us now, and from the day that addiction started in your family, everything else started collapsing. Your marriage, your relationship with them, the problems were increasing because the addiction enslaves the person so much that a person who is under an addiction, they simply forget everything and ignore everything and everyone that is around them. Are you going through a problem as such? So you can give us a call on 0296029837, or you can inbox us and we are going to be in touch with you as soon as we can. There is healing for addiction, and we are going to show you now through testimonies of people who arrived here in the center and their lives were completely transformed at the moment the addiction, the spirit of addiction was removed from their head. The addiction is a spirit. And as soon as that spirit is removed, so you are free, your family member is free. See what is happening in the treatment.
What's your name?
Rubina.
Rubina. Do you remember her? Do you remember her? She came here with a problem. Do you remember that? What was hooking you up and for how long?
Problem was smoking cigarette, tobacco.
Smoking tobacco. For how long?
Many years, say over 20 years.
Over 20 years. How many cigarettes you used to smoke a day?
20 small ones I make, but there are lots, what, 20.
20 small ones. I said last week that 20 small makes a meter if you put them together. Can you see what I mean? You were smoking a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do have the images for the day that she came and she was cleansed right after the treatment, right after we applying the method. Huh? When you smell, you like. You feel like it's cigarette. You feel like, yeah, I want. Smell it.
Still a little smell of tobacco.
There is a smell of tobacco. Is there any reaction?
Yes, very sharp reaction on my nose.
There's a sharp reaction in your nose. Before, the little 20 tobacco cigarettes that she takes every day, the little 20, as she said, didn't make any reaction on her nose. But this is how it shows. The nicotine burns the nose. The smell of the nicotine burns. Now the person can feel, are we together? Can feel that there is something wrong. Even if you try to smoke, you would not be able to. What changed from that day until now?
What changed from that day? When I left here, I decided to obey. Went home, destroyed everything, put them in the bin, take them out. And since then, I have never tasted any cigarettes.
But do you have any urge or desire for to have that?
No, I have no urge or desire to smoke. That was very surprising.
Well, 20 years is smoking, 20 small cigarettes a day.
Because it's been, I try to quit and I can't quit. And the more I smoke, I feel very disgusted of the cigarette. Sometimes smoking at the same time, I'm crying.
When you wanted to quit, you tried, but you even crying?
Crying when I'm smoking, because I don't like the way I am at all.
And then after the treatment, now, throughout, from the day of the cleansing until now?
Never taken any cigarette, or even though if I smell a cigarette, I'll have to walk the other way of the road. I don't like the smell. It's very disgusting, really.
But you're no longer hooked then.
No, I'm no more even thinking of it either. Nothing. I wake up in the morning, the things I have never done before, because the cigarette takes my life. It takes everything, because I go to bed 12 o'clock at night because of cigarette, so that I can have a cigarette before I go to bed. But I don't do those no more.
Clean. How much did you pay to be clean?
Oh, no, nothing.
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 You came here to this clinic, you didn't pay anything.
No.
You are cleansed from 20 years smoking cigarettes.
Cigarettes, and it's over now. It's finished.
Continue in this war, continue in this fight, because if you continue the treatment, you will see that you'll never be hooked in any element again.
Did you see how it works? Many people are tired of trying methods outside. Whatever people say, they follow, they try to get rid of the addiction. Sometimes they are admitted to rehabs. Sometimes they go to alternative treatments and no result at all. Why can't you treat addiction? And I'm speaking to you who perhaps are demotivated already because you tried everything to help your family. You are watching your own child whom you gave your life for. You worked your entire life to take care of your child. You gave the best education you could to your child. Actually, you gave your child what you never had. And now you have to deal with a problem that you never thought you would. You found out that your child is on drugs, your husband on drugs, your wife perhaps is hooked into an addiction, and you just don't know what to do. So whatever people tell you to try, you try, but no success. And why is that? Because you are trying to overcome a spiritual problem with physical weapons. And that's why science cannot heal anyone from any addiction. You know, according to medicine, an addiction is progressive, incurable, and fatal, which means that they can help the person to do treatments, they can try alternative treatments, they can try counseling, they can try talking a lot with the person, showing the person a different way to go in life, giving advices, but that's all they can do. Because the root of an addiction is spiritual. And the only way to overcome an addiction is by removing the spirit of addiction. I was recently speaking to someone who said that when trying to overcome such addiction, he was advised by a specialist not to quit that addiction at once because the body would be hurt and the problems in the health could be even worse. You see, they are completely unaware of what the root of the addiction really is. But here in the Help Center, we don't just tell you to stop straightforward. We remove the spirit of addiction from your life and your body starts rejecting whatever you were doing before. And that's what you can see through the testimonies, through thousands of people's story who arrived here totally destroyed, and by the power of faith, this person's life was fixed. See what happened now in more people's lives, more experiences of people being delivered from addiction.
My life was totally a mess. At the age of 13, I started smoking cigarettes. There was a physical master, PE master I recall, that he used to take a bunch of students for, like in a banana patch area to smoke. I used to go out with them as well, but I never smoked with them. I never did. There was a moment when they forced me and I started smoking. So from that time, I got addicted to the cigarettes. I started smoking around like 20s a day, and after that, I started smoking 25s and upgraded myself into 30s. And there was a moment when I promoted myself into 40s, and then I started first smoking 40s every single day. There was a moment that I didn't have money to buy cigarettes, and I didn't smoke for a day. And my nose starts bleeding, and I start coughing the bloods. Then I went to doctors, and they even told me that, look, you cannot quit cigarettes straight away, or you have to smoke. You have to reduce the level of cigarette that you smoke every day. Just reduce it. Otherwise, if you want to quit the cigarettes, you have to go for these counseling or have to take the nicotine tablets every single day. And after that, I thought that if I have to addict to the nicotines and things, then it's better for me to stick on cigarettes and things. I used to drink like probably 2 bottles of 1.25 liters a day. Like whenever I drink, like just alone. If I'm with my brothers and that, we used to start from Friday and end up on Monday. For one day, I used to spend probably for $500-600. And I had this addiction as well of gambling, playing pokies a lot. Whenever I receive my pay, I'm rich for probably as soon as I receive my wages and my salary, I'm rich from that time and probably for 2 hours only after. After that, I'll lose all my money straight away. If I'm like at home and haven't smoked for probably for 2 hours or whatever, and if somebody pops up in and like starts saying anything, I start getting angry. It doesn't matter if I smoke or not. I used to get like the emotion was like in me that took over me. It was like, so whatever I was to do, I got emotionally. Whatever my mom, especially with my mom, when she used to come inside and say anything to me, I used to get angry at her and find whatever I can find and start throwing at her. And yeah, there was a moment I used to say to her like, if I had one knife, I would have thrown it to you. You'd be dead by now. The worst moment was me and my second elder brother. We was at home and the garage. We were sitting in the garage and drinking. And I don't know what happened. We started fighting, and I was so drunk, and I started throwing my hands at him and punching him. And straight away, the voice comes out of my head. Rahul, what you have done? Why you punched your brother? Why you start fighting? There's a thing that you cannot come out from this situation now. You should kill yourself. You should kill yourself, hang yourself, just whatever, to do something, just don't leave. I'll start looking for a rope. As soon as I found a rope, I hanged myself. Probably for 30 to 40 seconds, I was hanging on a rope. And thank God my mom came in and she saved me. The next day when I woke up, I didn't know what happened. When my mom started telling me, Rahul, you were doing this thing, you're doing this thing. And because of you, this happened with my family, my home. And even the police was there and everyone's there. And because of you, we cannot stay. We don't have any place to stay now, just because of you. And I started thinking, look, nobody wants me, nobody likes me. I tried to kill myself again with these. I drank probably, I don't know how much was it, probably 15 tablets, something different types of tablets. I drank that all. Probably next 10 minutes, I got sick, overdosed myself. I overdosed myself. Probably for a whole day, I was lying on my bed, vomiting. Closed my door. I told them, don't come inside. If you do, I'll kill myself and things. There was a moment that I came to this treatment center, and I've seen the people how they have overcame with their life, like with the previous life, the addictions life. And after looking at them, I had this thing that if they can do it, why can't you do it? That I started learning that it wasn't the physical addictions that I had; it was spiritual addictions. The spiritual addictions of the alcohol, cigarettes, and just anything, just name it, whatever comes under the addictions. It wasn't the physically; it was spiritually. Which was taking me towards nowhere, just towards nowhere. And I started involving myself in this treatment center, and I started coming a lot, and I didn't feel like to smoke. So I had a smoke on my drawer so I didn't feel like to smoke. Probably for 2 days, and after the time passed, probably for 2 days, I didn't smoke for 2 days. And the time passed through again, and just 2 weeks after, and I went to my mom and I was like, Mom, can you imagine that I haven't smoked for 2 weeks? And she was like, no, you're joking, right? I'm like, no, I'm serious, that I haven't smoked for 2 weeks. Can you imagine that? Now I'm free from those old addictions that I had, that emotion problem that I had. I have nothing left in me. I don't waste my money on those addictions now anymore. Then in my relationship with my family is that it's very, very good now. Now they're really happy that there was a time when they used to say that, Rahul, you will never change yourself. Now they look at me, they even say that, look, Rahul, you are changed now. I'm totally free from these things, these addictions that in my life. I did my treatments and now I'm totally free from that.
What else are you waiting for? What else are you waiting to lose? Haven't you lost enough? You who are watching us now and you are paying attention because perhaps you have a child, a husband, a wife, or parents who are strongly addicted to something. Not necessarily an addiction to drugs or alcohol. These are the most common, but nowadays it's growing so much, the number of people who are simply hooked into pornography. This week I was reading an article that was explaining how many marriages are just destroyed because of this pornography problem. People are despising their partners. It is consuming their mind. They start looking at people just as an object they desire. They don't respect each other anymore. They don't treat each other well, just as a body they desire to possess. And they start looking at everyone in the same way. So the pornography, gambling, how many people are destroyed because they work hard and everything they get, they lose into games. Look, it is time to put an end on this addiction. Perhaps you have a family member who is a drug addict and you can't do much for this person. You can't really do much for your family member because all the time that you tell your family member you have to stop, he says, this is the last day. How many times you said or how many times you heard someone you are trying to help to say, this is the last one, it's the last hit. This is the last. I'm never going to do that again. How many times they promised you they would change? And perhaps they go clean 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, but the cycle comes back and they go back to the same problem. It is time for you to put an end on this problem. How? You can fight for your family member, mothers, fathers, wives, husbands. It is time to change the situation right now. It is time for you to do something on behalf of your family. You've tried so many things. Whatever the doctors were telling you to do, you tried. Whatever the specialists were telling you to do, you did. So now it is time for you to do something that will actually work. You are still suffering after you did all of that because it didn't work. But doesn't mean that you have to accept that problem right now. I am showing you here that there is a way out, that we can help you to overcome the problem. So even if your family member doesn't want to come, you are going to get a picture of your family member and start this treatment on behalf of that family member. Wherever you are, send us, inbox us here. We are going to direct you to the nearest UCKG or Silk Center, and there will be a man of God who will remove this spirit of addiction from your family. And soon you will be able to be one more of these beautiful stories you watch in every program we play here for you. We are going to prepare ourselves for the prayer. If you prepared your glass of water, you can hold it now and be prepared because God's power will be manifested in your life.
What's your name?
Grassford.
Grassford. All right. Tell us which kind of problem you had, which kind of addiction you had before.
Drinking.
Drinking.
Yeah,
Alcohol.
alcohol.
Small quantities, big quantities. How much?
A lot.
A lot. For how long you used to drink, sir?
Well, it all started from my military days. Those are the days where we drank, probably a bottle a day.
What have you lost for addiction?
I lost, I should say, thousands of pounds.
Thousands of pounds.
Yeah. Yes.
I do have the image of the day that he got cleansed, the day that we did the challenge and applied the method with him. If I would open here beer, you would feel attracted by that. You'd like it. You'd like it. Huh?
Yes.
It's attractive. You used to like that. Makes up your mind.
I used to.
Okay. You used to. Right. I won't touch. It's going to be here. Nobody's going to touch on that. You smelled this minutes before, and you said that you feel attracted, right? It used to make up your mind. You said you are used to. I want you to smell this again. And tell me what you feel. Okay? Smell. Smell. You know what? What are you feeling?
I don't like it.
You don't like this smell? Smell it again.
No, it doesn't. I have no effect.
It doesn't attract you anymore? What happened from the day that I met you up until today? What happened?
Well, I went home and I saw the bottle and I just didn't want it anymore. I just couldn't take it. It's there and I just ignore it. And the following day, I went to my mother and I told her about the therapy. Listen to me. I went and had a therapy and it only lasted 3 minutes. And she says, well, at the time she says, go on, have a drink. I said, no, forget about it. Forget about it. She said, what's wrong with you? I said, I don't drink anymore. She said, I don't believe it. She said, so she got a bottle and she poured some for herself. I says, I'm going to have a drink. And she says, but this thing tastes like water. It tastes like water. I said, well, that's it.
Even the family member now couldn't take it as well.
That's right. She couldn't drink anymore.
What is the desire? That desire to drink.
Yeah. I lost it completely. I've lost it completely.
Clean. Alcoholic stuff, it's over. Now only water.
It's over completely. Completely.
Can you see how it changes? If you would take a look on the day that he came, you would understand that this smile was not there. Are we together, my friends? When the spirit of addiction is what? Removed. That obsession that used to control the mind is also removed. And you can see that once it changes inside of you, even those who are around you see the changes as well. Are we together? Yes or no? If you don't stop, you'll never be hooked on that again. Ever.
What do we know about fire? Depending on its temperature, fire can reduce almost anything to ashes. But fire is also a purifier. It can be used to purify gold by removing its impurities. God's Word tells us that our God is a consuming fire. He can, and He wants to also reduce your problems to ashes and purify your life. Start 2019 using your faith to overcome your problems. Join us for the 7 Sundays of flaming fire and burning all evil.
At the Universal Church, located at 153 Northumberland Street, Liverpool. This Sunday, 9:30 a.m.
In life at times, people and situations disappoint us. Have you ever given God a chance to help you out of your sufferings? Give God the opportunity to show you that He is capable and willing to help you. Close your eyes and open your heart, because now is the moment of prayer.
My Lord and my Father, I don't accept just to be doing one more prayer here. There are people praying with us at this point who are desperate for a solution. This wife that is tired of the addiction of her husband. She goes to bed and he stays the whole night out or in the internet. There is no more marriage, no more relationship, because this person is hooked The spirit of addiction hooked this person into a horrible addiction to pornography. There are those, my God, who can't sleep because the family member goes out and doesn't come back until morning comes. Is out taking drugs, going around. And when comes back transformed under the power of that substance and behaves horribly on behalf or towards that person. So my God, manifest your power right now and visit those who are praying by faith, those who can't take the situation anymore, wherever they are watching us from. Let your spirit touch them and remove this addiction, this power that consumes their life, is consuming their life. So in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, receive healing and deliverance as you drink from this water. Drink now and be blessed. Be a blessing in the name of Jesus Christ. I believe that God's power is manifested in your life. But now you have to do your part. You have to do the treatment against addiction. Only when the Spirit of God enters your life that you are going to be 100% free from all the spirits who can destroy your life. So the treatment consists in removing the evil spirit, the spirit of addiction, and helping you to bring into your life the spirit of light, the spirit of freedom. Imagine that. If you have the spirit of addiction, you are a slave to that addiction. But when you have the spirit of life, the spirit of freedom, nothing else can touch you inside. And when you are strong inside, in the outside, it's a matter of time for you to be prospering, succeeding, being happy in all the areas of your life. Start by the treatment. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. in any UCKG or Silk Center all over Asia and Oceania. Well, we finish one more program here. Next week, we are going to be back with another Last Hit program. God bless you all.
This program is brought to you by UCKG.